Hey guys, it's Lisa from newlifeontheroad.com. How are you all doing today? I've had lots and lots of questions which I'm just loving. I'm thanking you so very much. The questions are coming in on our Facebook inbox as well as on our page, and I'm just want to say thanks. Thanks for giving us the questions. I'm loving them. So I thought I would do a video in regards to answering them, because I was going backwards and forwards trying to answer them with typing, and it was getting too much. I'll be there forever typing. So let's go through. I want to say thank you, Kayleen. I hope I'm saying that name right. They're looking at travelling around Australia with their daughter, and they just wanted to ask a few questions. They're going to do it. They wanted to suggest tips, tricks, and must-see places, etc. Okay, with a young one, I would say go with the flow as much as possible. You don't have to have a structured day as such. A structured day as such, because they're only little, so they can only take so much in at a time. I would suggest, this is what works for our family. Kyle's 7 and he loves playgrounds. So we base our day, hopefully, around finding a playground. If we go to a new place, we always go, where's the playground? If we go to a new town, new area, exploring, whatever, we try and find a playground. So I suggest that, as well as the beaches. Beaches are wonderful. They can play in the sand for ages, and they sleep much, much better at night time. And I'm for all of that, for sleeping better at night time. It's really good. Getting out and about as much as possible, but if they're too little, make sure you take a pram, snacks, food, drinks, blah blah blah, what you normally do anyway. It's much easier though, because you don't have as much stuff living in a motorhome as what you would do in a house, so it's not as much housework. It doesn't take me long to sweep the bus floor, wash the dishes, put them away. Sometimes I do 2 loads of washing a day, sometimes I don't wash at all, and that way we are freed for the whole day. They're going to be using a caravan, which I highly recommend. I'd love a caravan. We do suggest a Kindle. We have one small book cupboard. It's very, very small. It doesn't hold much at all, but I don't want to hold too many books in the motorhome. We have to go over Weybridge in our motorhome wherever we're going. David's taken it over, I think, 4 or 5 so far, coming from Queensland down to New South Wales, and we were fine with the weight, but we don't want to add too much weight to the motorhome, because then you get too heavy. So we've got Kindles. The boys have got Samsung tablets, and David's downloaded Kindles to their tablets, and then he just buys the Kindle book off our computer and then sends it on over to them via email, I think it is. I highly recommend Kindles and ebooks. They're just the best. Our 11-year-old, he loves Redwall, so he just sits there and reads that. They want to travel for 3 years plus, but they want another baby. Would 2 babies be doable? Highly, highly doable. That would become the best of friends. I actually think it would be better to travel with younger kids than with our older kids age group. Our 17-year-old, he hates us at the moment. He's actually in Canberra for the 2-week school holidays. He hates travelling. Do you know he's not even seen much of Wollongong? He's only seen what he's had to see. He's not gone out of his way to travel because he doesn't want to. He's too old. He wants his own life. He's 17, he's almost 18. He wants his own friends, the gym, hanging out. He doesn't want to hang out with his parents. It's daggy. And then the 14-year-old struggles as well, because he doesn't want to change schools all the time, and he won't do homeschooling. So I think younger, the better. They get used to that way of life. We've got an 11-year-old and a 7-year-old, and they are easygoing. They'll do whatever they like. If we just go, let's go out for the day, and they're like, okay. They just go with the flow. So I think the younger, the better. Can you do it with looking at a long-term lifestyle? If your partner can work anywhere, doing whatever he does, yes, this is perfect for the long-term lifestyle. We are in the Wollongong area, unfortunately, for the year. We have no choice. We have to be here for Zachary for schooling for the year. And I don't hold it against him. I don't hold any grudges. It's what's happened. He's had to be here for the year, for year 11 and 12. So we will be here working. David works as a caravan repairer. He can build boats, he can build caravans, he can repair them, he can weld. And he normally walks into a job within 3 days, sort of thing, like wherever we be and whichever area we are, he can just walk into a job. This was the hardest place to get a job. It took 3 weeks, which is unusual, but that's just Wollongong. So if your husband or your partner or whoever is handy, then yeah, you can do this long term. And don't be nervous, just go with it. With homeschooling, we use Homeschooling Supplies Australia for our books, but to be honest, we are leaning towards more of natural learning. Well, I am. Hubby's not. I am, because I'm with the boys all the time and I get to see what they're interested in, so we go with the flow with that, and that works really well. So I hope that's answered most of your questions. Let's go back and see what the other one. Beck. We got a question from Beck. Thank you so much for bringing them on through. If there's one piece of advice for someone that wants to live permanently on the road, what would it be? Just explore all your options. You know our story. For our followers that follow us, I bought the bus without looking, and I don't regret that part, but I do regret that I didn't explore all of our options on regards to how could we do it. I jumped in with both feet, and some days are good, some days are not so good, but I don't regret it for a moment, and I would do it all over again if I had to. Hubby had been bugging me for quite some time. He wanted to travel Australia in a car and a tent, and I'm really sorry, but I am really not that kind of a person. Oh, and my phone just went. I am not a tent kind of person. I wish I was, and I'm leaning towards more of it now. I'm enjoying camping now than I used to. So if you can do a tent, go for it. If you can do a caravan, go for it. If you can do a camper trailer, go for it. Go whatever works for you guys and what makes you comfortable. I have such itchy feet, so that helps us keep exploring new areas. I don't know why my phone went. There we go, I've got the question. I want to get a camper van and set off, location independent, living my life. I'm inspired by your family. I don't know how I'd get the money to do so. Well, you can work, like I suggested before, along the way, or if you've got investment places, that's fantastic, rent them out. Don't sell. We did sell our home. We should have rented it out, but never mind. That was something we've learnt. Just go with whatever thinks works for you. If you're a hairdresser, massage person, there's many places to be mobile with that. You can actually go to markets on the weekends, set up a store, you can put a sign out wherever you're staying, and advertise your industry that way. I've had my boys' haircuts in a caravan park from a guy who was staying there, and he was only there for a couple of days, but he put a sign outside of his caravan and said that he could cut hair. So go with that. I'm just trying to find, there was another question that we had. Here we go. Yeah, so if you're handy or you have your partner handy with the work, you'll get work wherever you go. There's a shortage of workers needed, and if you're willing to work, you'll get it. How you get started with the dream of travelling? Well, that's been a dream of ours for a long time for hubby and I. We wanted to show the boys Australia. Unfortunately, we left it too late, and I highly, strongly recommend don't leave it too late. Just go with it. Go fast, go and do it. Our oldest son moved out of home and is now not living with us, and I regret that we didn't get to show him parts of Australia, but he's happy and I'm happy, and that's all that counts. So we've had that dream for a very long time, and we just made it reality. How do you afford to move around? In Mackay, we saved up a hell of a lot of money. It was good money in Mackay. We saved up heaps, and that was how we could move around without working. David was off work for at least 8 weeks, and we were fine with that, not a problem. And we moved from Queensland down here. I don't think it took us 3 days, but we didn't have to be in a rush. So yeah. How do you about finding somewhere to park the bus each night? On the way down, we used our Camp 6 book to park our bus, and we did free parking in free overnight stays, and we had a wonderful time. When we got to Wollongong, it was still Christmas Christmas holidays, so everything was booked out. We had nowhere to stay, and that's okay too. So we just we just parked our bus at the beach overnight, and David just rang around until someone said, hey, we've got a spot, do you want it? Another issue, most places won't take you long term, so we don't always tell them we're going to stay long term, which we like to be up front, but we don't want to scare them away, so we just tell them that we'll be there for 3 weeks. And then I go to the office and I say to them, we actually need it a little bit longer, hubby's working, is that okay? We've had no's, it's not okay, so we've just gone and found somewhere else to stay. We're lucky where we are at the moment. We can stay till the end of the year if we need be. But I am so keen to actually head on out every weekend. So David's working on some of the motorhome engine parts at the moment, because I'm not sure if you are aware, when we came down from Queensland we had a petrol leaking or diesel leaking. He replaced all the lines through from the back where the tank is right to the front, but now the injector pump's leaking, so he's going to be fixing that. So as soon as that's done, we will be exploring weekend trips away. We won't be staying here. So I don't travel with a dog, so I can't answer that question, or any pets. If someone travels with dogs, please jump on board and answer that question. The question is it hard to travel with a dog or other pets? I've seen lots of people do it, so I don't know. It mustn't be too hard. Choosing a bus or vehicle, day-to-day stuff like washing dishes. Well, if you've got a bus license or a truck license, then go with a bus. If you need bigger space, go with a bus. If you can cope with smaller space, go with a caravan. If you want to know what brand of caravan to buy, please, I'll let you know through a private message. David, being a caravan builder and repairer, he knows which caravans will last longer and which ones need fixing all the time. So just send me a private message and I'll answer that question. Day-to-day stuff like washing the clothes and dishes. Well, we have 3 water tanks, not enough, underneath our bus, and we wash the dishes with those water tanks while we're travelling. We don't have very long showers. We try to use toilets elsewhere. We try and cook outside. We don't cook inside when we're on the road. And we didn't wash our clothes for close to a week, so we had a lot of clothes to wash, and we didn't know we could stay where we are, so we used a laundromat. And it was the first time we've ever used a laundry service, because in Wollongong they don't have laundromats. I don't know if that is an issue where you guys are, but in Wollongong they don't have laundromats where you can go in and wash your clothes and dry them yourself. It's actually a laundry service. So we paid, I think it was like $30 for 4 loads to be washed and dried. It was expensive, and that was the only time we've done it. We have a washing machine in the boot. I can show you a picture of that, not a problem. And I just use the washing machine when it's a beautiful day. If I do need to dry, then I'll just use the dryers that are here. We have a shower, and we do have a Portaloo, but I am not keen on using it. It stinks the whole bus out. And I have tried every chemical under the sun. We've experimented with nappy sand. We've experimented with all the chemicals. So if you do want to get a toilet, get one where it flushes and it goes into a tank that you pump out and you don't have to see it. There's 1,000,001 questions I could ask. So Beck, ask them. If you have more questions, Beck or Kayleen, if you have more questions, please ask them. I'm willing and happy to answer them. If anyone else has any more questions, send them on through. I will answer them. I'm going to do another video next Friday, so I'm going to make it a Friday weekly issue or weekly activity where I can answer your questions for you, because I love connecting with you guys and I love hearing from you. So thanks for asking, and I hope I answered as much as I can. See you till next week, and I'll see you later. Thanks guys. Lisa from newlifeontheroad.com. You guys rock. Bye.